So, I'm switching to German, from German to English, because we are actually an international innovation hub. We are the RootCamp, located in Hanover. We are an industry-financed innovation hub, as I said. So we are supporting startups, but we are also finding startups and connecting them to the industry. We are a facilitator, we are a catalyst for really bringing innovation into the industry environment and helping them scale. So we're not only exchanging ideas or getting to know each other, building the network, that is also something that we do, but our focus is to bring the innovation into real life and in the end to catalyze a viable, commercially viable cooperation between startups and the industry. And in the livestock area, we couldn't really find a sponsor that helps us to find challenges in the industry and find startups for that. So we went out and got a public grant from the EU over smart agri hubs, and that enabled us to go into the livestock scene. So livestock is a topic where many startups are there, the challenges are high, the market entrance is difficult, and there's not really an existing livestock network for the startup. So that was our goal. And that's why we are right here. So the program enables us to initiate this network, and I'm very happy to have a couple of international startups that are participating in our actual batch. So we have typically batches over 12 weeks where we support the startups. We invite them, as I said, internationally. So from 250 startups from 58 countries, we selected 7 startups, and 4 of them are in the life science, in the livestock field. And so here's the opportunity for them to pitch what they brought in here. Just in the wrap up, we have Mauricio from Colombia, we have Enrico from Italy, Raitis builds biorefineries, he's from Latvia, and as a local hero from Hanover, we have Norman Caspari. And today we would like to start the pitch event with Mauricio. So Mauricio, stage is yours actually. So please grab a microphone and don't destroy anything. So Mauricio, as I said, he's a little bit jet lagged. So you're here for. You flew in on Sunday. Stage is yours. So please let us know what you have, what Bialtec keeps in mind.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Philipp, and thank you for the public. Okay. The growth of the population demands a greater production of food, and more specific, of protein. Everybody talks about what is the protein of the future, or everybody is talking about what is the protein of the future, and we say, okay, which will it be? For us, we believe the protein of the future is the most sustainable ones. That means less use of natural resource, affordable, less emission, and free of harmful molecules, such as antibiotics growth promoters. My name is Mauricio Agudelo. I am the CEO of Bialtec, and I'm going to tell you how we are solving this problem. First, we found that there is a common factor on those criteria, of those sustainability criteria, and is the intestine. For us, the intestine is a bioreactor. So if we can control and predict the intestinal microbiome, so we will be able to produce sustainable protein. And that is the reason why we create a bioinformatic platform who help us to design and produce microencapsulated precision microbiomes for animals, capable of reconfiguring the intestinal microbiome towards a more efficient and healthier one, maximizing the absorption of nutrients and health, and minimizing the environmental impact. We have 4 different business units or development units, and those are fermentation, microencapsulation, data science, and genomics. Our B2B business model consists in the implementation of these precision microencapsulation microbiomes according with the current condition in the farm. So we are based on genetics, feeding and management. And according with that, we start with initially microbiome that we call first generation microbiome. With this microbiome, we can prove improvement in feed conversion ratio, up to 20% reduction in feed intake and emission, about 5%, and reduction in mortality, even 60% compared with the control group. Those values we keep continue improving with the design of the next generation of microbiome. And to design this next generation, we are using data collected from the customers. So this is a process in the short and the long-term results, and it's a co-development process with the farmers and with the producer of animal feed. We launched this solution on the market 3 years ago. We have been getting a good traction right now. We are growing 3 times per year. We are now entering into Peru, Chile, Ecuador, and Colombia. We have an office in the Netherlands, a team, an interdisciplinary team of 10 different peoples. We also have a patent of microencapsulation in Colombia, US, and Europe right now. And our plan for the next 5 years will be achieve a cumulative save of $300 million US. For this, we hope to have a team of 160 people, raise $50 million US to configure all the platform, and incursion in more than 10 different countries. As I mentioned before, we have an interdisciplinary team of 11 people. We are focused in different areas. We are really focused now in raise our A series and raise $4 million. We will be expanding our operation, IP strategy, and fixed assets. So let's join us to transform the animal nutrition and produce a greener and sustainable animal protein. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just one last question. You mentioned the antibiotic growth factors. So are you able already to actually eliminate the feeding of the antibiotics?
Yeah, it's one of the topics that we want to solve. As I mentioned, to understand what is the best way to replace any additive, and in this case, an antibiotics, we need to understand what is the role of these antibiotics into the intestine, for example. And that is the reason we make sequencing and use data science and machine learning to understand what is the correlation between these antibiotics and the microbiome. Once we reach that, we can replace efficiently. That is one of the key things in replacing. Even now we have a project where we are making a measure of antimicrobial resistant genes, because it's not just stop to using antibiotics for a while and say, okay, no, we stop to using, so you can measure any antibiotics in the animal. Yeah, that's for sure. But the other part is the antimicrobial resistant genes. They can keep into the microbiome. They can transfer even in a horizontal process, not by generation. So yeah, that is the reason that we need to look into this microbiome and understand better what is happening with these kind of molecules. And we think that is the way to replace in an efficiently and costly way.
Perfect. Huge impact. Many thanks. And now Enrico. Enrico founded, actually he told me he sold everything and then he founded Cynonyms. Please let us know what you had in mind.
Okay, thanks everyone. I'm Enrico Carta, CEO and co-founder of Cynonyms. And I would like to start this pitch with a challenge with you. How many times can you hold your breath? 1 minute, 30 seconds, maybe, let's try it all together, 10 seconds, okay? You also. Okay, now we can breathe. maybe in a lovely place. We are in the countryside of Cremona, and there is a clear sky, tree, a river. But according to the European Commission, Cremona is the second city for air pollution in Europe. Maybe you won't evaporate with me and the piglets, but we are again in the countryside of Cremona. The point is that the air important affect our life and also the life of the animals. And we need to understand what's happening around us, what's happening in the environment where we live. So for improve the environment, we need to collect data. We need to collect data because with data, we can improve. And what we want to improve? We want to improve animal welfare. We want to improve the environment. And also, we want to improve the food safety. So in Cynonyms, we put the hair first, and we patent a solution for monitoring the environment inside the livestock stable. Such we can measure, for example, ammonia, H2S, CO2, temperature, humidity. All the environment inside the stable can be monitored by a series of devices connected to the cloud platform. And we made it because our customer decrease the mortality, increase the productivity with our data, and are near to be antibiotic free. And this is our number. We have now around 200 devices in 15 countries, and that thanks our customer, our partners, and also thanks our investor. And they invest in us because we have 100% of conversion. We have an international patent, 2 industrial design, 2 trademarks, a certified laboratory in a new production site in Italy. And also they invest in us because we are growing. We reached this year in the first quarter a positive break-even, and as per now we raised 500,000 and another 500,000 is committed. So if you love our planet, you are welcome aboard.
Many thanks, Enrico. Also one question for you. You mentioned the stable and the piglets. Are there any other situations where you also position your machine and your measurements?
Yes, absolutely. We work with any kind of animals because sure, we work with cow, piglets, and so on, but also with novel food. We have some machine installed in a cricket farm and also fly farms.
Okay, many thanks. And now, I think Norman is coming. Just let me see. Now, Norman is the next. Norman. Here you are. So, as I said, Norman is from Hanover, as I am, and he founded VetVise. This one is in German, I guess.
Genau. Vielen Dank. Moin zusammen. Mein Name ist Caspari. Ich bin einer der Mitgründer und Geschäftsführer von VetVise. Bei VetVise haben wir uns vorgenommen, das Tierwohl, aber auch die Farmeffizienz in der Schweine- und Geflügelproduktion durch 24/7 Videomonitoring und KI-Analysen zu verbessern. Denn wir glauben, dass Technologie, Digitalisierung der Faktor ist, der dem Landwirten helfen kann, die Tierhaltung hier in Deutschland zu transformieren und dadurch auch zu erhalten. Wir sind mittlerweile ein Team von 15 Leuten. Meine Co-Founders sind zum einen ein Tierarzt, ein Tierexperte, ein Seriengründer und ich, plus eben mittlerweile ein Team von 15 Leuten aus den verschiedensten Bereichen, von theoretischen Physikern, Data Scientists, die ganze Bandbreite. Warum das Ganze alles? Wir glauben, dass Effizienz, Nachhaltigkeit und Tierwohl nicht nur müssen, sondern auch können, Hand in Hand zu gehen. Das Ziel muss es sein, mit begrenzten Ressourcen möglichst effektiv umzugehen. Denn ein krankes Tier ist eben nicht nur schlecht für die Umwelt, sondern am Ende auch für den Ertrag des Landwirten. Sprich, durch eine höhere Tiergesundheit und ein besseres Tierwohl können wir eben auch die Schlachtausbeute verbessern. Bloß all diese Dinge müssen wir halt proaktiv schaffen, präventiv schaffen. Das tun wir, indem wir diese Tiere nun 24/7 monitoren um dann eben, bevor die Probleme entstehen, bereits den Hinweis geben zu können, dort entsteht etwas. Das tun wir, indem wir einfache Kameras, maximales Low-Tech in den Stall hängen, das Tierverhalten dann dort im Stall selbst mit einem einfachen PC auswerten, dem Landwirten über die Cloud Hinweise geben, wo gerade ein Problem entsteht, dass er eben proaktiv etwas verändern kann. Gleichzeitig muss ich sagen, wirklich spannend wird es erst dann, wenn wir uns die gesamte Wertschöpfungskette anschauen. Das heißt, anfangen tun wir eben bei den meinetwegen im Geflügelbereich, bei den Elterntieren und hinten bei der Mast. Das gleiche im Schweinebereich. Wenn wir da auch die Schlachtergebnisse mit hinzunehmen, dann habe ich wirklich die Chance, die Mastperformance nachhaltig zu verbessern. Das Stallmanagement zu optimieren, die Integration in Tuto genauso zu verbessern, aber auch so etwas dann, oder indem ich zum Beispiel Gewichtsbestimmung mache, denn ich habe das Tier durchgehend während der gesamten Mastperiode im Blick. Ich kann beobachten, wie es sich entwickelt. Um dadurch dann am Ende des Tages natürlich das Tierwohl zu verbessern. Wir sind 2019 mit einem Exist-Stipendium gestartet, 2020 dann mit dem ersten Investment. Mittlerweile haben wir knapp 1500 Kameras Ende des nächsten Quartals installiert, eine Projektpipeline von 1,6 Millionen, die wir gezeichnet haben, das wir geschafft haben, mit ersten Kundenumsätzen, mit ersten Investments mittlerweile doch stärker wachsen zu können, um so jetzt über die nächsten Jahre noch mehr die Farmeffizienz und das Tierwohl zu verbessern. Vielen Dank.
Dankeschön. Auch für dich eine Frage. Du hast gesagt, ihr schickt die ganzen Daten in eine Cloud, da wird sie verarbeitet. Wie schnell bekommt der Landwirt denn einen Hinweis drauf, dass was bei ihm jetzt gerade nicht so in Ordnung ist?
Der Punkt ist, die Daten selbst werden nicht in die Cloud geschickt, um verarbeitet zu werden. Die gesamte Verarbeitung funktioniert im Stall. Das heißt, auch das Internet an der letzten Milchkanne, wie einer unserer ehemaligen Minister es mal meinte, ist eben nicht dort. Das heißt, es wird lokal verarbeitet und gewissermaßen in Echtzeit bekommt der Landwirt den Hinweis, dass er etwas verbessern muss.
Okay, vielen Dank. So, last but not least, we switch to English again. So, Raitis. Yeah, you can clap if you want. That's yours. So, you come to us and want to bring us some taste of biorefinery. So,
yeah, that's right.
Stage is yours.
Cheers. My name is Raitis. I'm from Biorefic. And the Biorefic, what we are doing, we are advancing the biorefinery concept and technology specifically for agri-food sector. The problem that we are addressing is that by 2050, we'll be needing twice as much food, preferably without destroying the planet. And the way how we are addressing this problem is by optimizing the existing systems. To be more specific, it's carbon negative agri-food biorefinery. We can take crop residues as an input material, for example, and these can be anything that contains lignocellulosic biomass. Our first goal is utilization of oat husks, but we are open to rice husks, straw, wheat straw, barley straw, bagasse, corn cobs, anything. As well as energy crops, which are emerging as really great, having great potential for carbon farming and regenerative agriculture. Specifically, our focus is miscanthus and hemp as well. And so we're taking this biomass basically using already proven second-generation biorefining process, which is very much scalable. But adding another layer on top of that, which is our own proprietary technology and know-how, to basically produce three main product streams. So from the hemicellulose fraction, we're producing a prebiotic ingredient in the form of xylo oligosaccharides. From the cellulose, it's algae-based omega-3 oil, which is emerging as fish oil alternative, slowly getting already commodity status. And from lignin, we are developing fossil-free fertilizer. So the core two products are, as mentioned, prebiotic XOS and algal oil. For the prebiotic XOS are the ones that is most interesting because it selectively improves the good bacteria in the gut microbiome, and this is this has shown already that it increases the performance and well-being of animals, and this can be measured, and so that means that if a farmer adapts these sort of solutions, they can get a pretty good bottom line improvement. In some cases, even more than 15% EBITDA increase. And this is an example of our circularity and sustainability for our plant, flagship plant. So if we take crop residues from about 5,000 hectares, we can make about 2,500 tons of omega oils, which saves about 80,000 tons of wild fish, because most of the omega-3s come from wild caught fish. From the prebiotics side, yeah, the arrows, you can't see the arrows, but they're supposed to be arrows. From the prebiotic side, about 3,500 tons of prebiotics, and then that corresponds to additional 18,000 tons of meat through the productivity increase. And then to close the loop, we get the fossil-free fertilizer that's enough to cover 18,000 hectares. The markets for the omega-3s and prebiotics are pretty big and growing. And our go-to-market strategy is partnerships with feed and nutrition solution producers. The traction and maturity, we are hoping to get TRL 7 within this year, hopefully TRL 6 or 7. It depends on the financing and how the work goes. But the biggest thing is that we get strong interest from the poultry farms and feed additive producers, which is always great. The roadmap, by 2030, we are hoping to reduce more than 10 million tons of CO2, which is really achievable if we get 4 plants up and running. The target is the flagship plant by the beginning of 2025. We have pretty good support network, bunch of universities in the Baltic states. And of course, we are really proud to be part of RootCamp, but we also have some other good support, which is known internationally. And today, what we are raising actually seed round for the tech piloting, in vivo studies, and process engineering, but we are also open to collaboration, for piloting studies, product co-development, and potentially offtake. So yeah, thank you very much for.
So many thanks, Raitis. So TRL level 6 or 5. So just let us know what is actually the size of the first facility you're starting to build right now. So our approach first is, because it's an integrated process with different downstream processing chains, right? So we want to validate each chain individually using industrial equipment. So that would be with piloting tests throughout Europe where the industrial equipment is available, and then straight away start on the front-end engineering and design for the whole plant, and that the flagship plant is hopefully able to process about 20,000 tons per year of the residues, and that was the slide with the impact. But yeah, initially now, if you're talking about the industrial testing, it's about, I don't know, 4 cubic meter fermenters, for example. It's hundreds of kilos of actual product. Okay, so a virtual plant in the beginning, and then 20K tons per year demo plant.
Exactly.
Many thanks here. Many thanks for the attention from the audience. Are there any questions to the startups? Nobody? So then again, many thanks. And it's good to be here. Have a good way.